Hey, math fans, welcome to part two of day one for chapter four, section 4.1. Today, we're going to take a look at random sampling. They're sampling badly, and this is how you sample well, is using simple random sample. I'm going to start calling it an SRS, size N. Couple things with this is everybody has the same chance, or everything has the same chance of being selected, and you can have any possible combination of in your sample. But and how do you do this exactly? Let's take a look. There's in the very back of your book in a section called T5 of your book, you guys are given a table of values. It looks like this. A couple of things to keep in mind. Pay no attention to the line number. Yeah, the line number is just there to help you keep track. And so what you're going to do is this is your number, and you want to kind of follow, you want to start at a random point in this table. But a lot of times problems will give you an excerpt from this table, and they'll say starting here, use these numbers. But ideally, you'd want to drop a pen, and let's say your pen landed right here. Well, then that would be the number that you start with, is the number 2 right there in line 117. Keep in mind that this line number is not to be used in your random numbers when you're trying to select a sample. So let me show you how this works. How to choose an SRS? Well, you can choose with technology. Obviously, what I was showing with the random table of digits would probably be a very long process. And so what we do nowadays is we use technology. So you can use what's called a random number generator, and you can find that on your TI-84 calculator. And I'll talk more about the calculator. I haven't really stressed it at this point. I want to get us up and running, but we will be using a TI-84 or a TI-83 calculator in this class, or Inspire, and it has the ability to randomize numbers, so you can use them to make a sample. Of course, you will also need to know how to do it kind of by hand, if you will, using any random number table. But here's the big thing. Step one, you want to label everything in your population. If you have a population of 10,000 people, you're going to have to give each of them a number, okay? And then you're going to have to decide, well, how many people do I want to select? And that's that number N, okay? So you have to give everything in your population a number, and then you use a random number generator or the random number table in order to select your sample. So let me show you how to use the table. Here we go. We have a population of hotels. And I don't know if we're the general manager of all these hotels, or we're just trying to figure out, we work for Hotwire, and we want to select 4 hotels at random. Notice that these are all the hotels in the population. They each get a number. There are 28 hotels. And so notice that we're going to take 2 digits at a time, because the highest number in our population is 2 digits, 28. You'll see some examples. We might even assign the number 00, and I'll kind of talk about that during class. When it's 1 to 100, it makes it easier to go 00 to 99. But we'll talk about that later. Notice each one of these hotels has been given a number. Now, the string of numbers below it, notice that it's separated into gaps. It's 5 numbers. What we're going to do is we're going to pretend that this 69051 in the very beginning, we're going to pretend that this number is where our pen dropped, a random starting point. What we're going to do is we're going to go 2 numbers at a time. And for every 2 numbers that we come across, we're going to see if they've been assigned to one of our hotels. Now, the first number is 69. There is no hotel. It only goes up to 28. And so what you do is you cross it out. Okay, so there goes my 69, and then the next one is 05. And we do have a 05, don't we? Let me change colors, because this is like important. Do you see 05 is right here? Beach Castle. We have just selected one of them. 05 came up. Beach Castle. Yay, you get to be in our sample. Okay, now notice the next thing that's happening here is that the next number is a 1, and then you got this gap. We're going to pretend that the gap doesn't exist. So we're going to be just looking at the number 1 and 6, which makes 16. And we have a 16. So that means we get a brand new member of our sample right there. So 16 right here gets selected. Okay, so I'm going to put a little circle around that. Okay, the next number is 48. That's bad, or it's not bad, but it's just not assigned. Okay, so we can't use that one. We can use 17 though. That's the next number right there. So where's 17? There's 17. Let me switch back to the other color. I'm going to make purple be our, all right, yay, we win. So there you go. 17 now has been selected. Okay, and we just keep going until we get 4 hotels. We just keep going. 87 is not too high. We don't have a number 87. Number 17 we already selected. I forgot to write it down here. 17 we selected. So if you've already selected it, it can't be reselected. So we're going to cross that out. 40, we don't have a 40. 95, we don't have a 95. 17 again, boy, 17 keeps coming up, and that might happen. This is a random number table. It might happen that you are, the same number comes up repeatedly. So again, we've already selected it, so we can't use it. 84, we don't have 84. 53, we don't have a 53. We got to keep going. We only have 3 of them. We need one more. 40, we can't use 40. 64, we can't use. 89, we can't use. So you can see how this can become a little cumbersome. Oh, do we have a 20? Do we have a 20? Yes, we do. And so, yay, there's our last number, 20, so C Club. So the 4 hotels that will be in our random sample according to our random number table here would be Beach Castle, Radisson, Ramada, and the C Club. And so that just kind of walks you through the process of how that is done. As you go through it, you cross out all the numbers that you can't use, okay? So there you go, 5, 16, 17, and 20. That's how you use a random number table if they give you a string of digits. Of course, if we all had a different random number table, or if we all drop our pen in a different location, we're all going to get different samples. And so we're going to kind of do an activity during class that shows you that. And so that's how you select an SRS using a random number table. And I will show you using a calculator in class later. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in class.